Their hatefulness towards you only hurts themselves, while God lets you watch. You think their hate's in there. You think their words, their jealousy, their bitterness somehow define your worth. No. That poison they spit, it never touches you. It rots them from the inside out. It eats away at their soul, their peace, their sanity, while you rise, while you watch, while God keeps you standing tall, untouched, unstoppable. But here's the problem: you still care. You still let it linger in your mind. You let it slow you down. You let it make you second guess yourself. Weakness. That's what it is. A disease. And if you don't kill it, it will kill you. Let me make something painfully clear. Nobody who hates you is winning. Nobody who doubts you is doing better than you. No happy, fulfilled, successful person has time to sit around and throw shade at someone else's grind. The ones talking, the ones sneering, they're drowning in their own failure, and you are the mirror that reminds them of it. And yet you hesitate, you flinch. Why? Because their words sting. Because their rejection makes you feel unworthy. Because their judgment plants a seed of doubt in your mind. Let me tell you something: you are not here for their approval. You are not here to be liked. You are here to dominate. Every warrior, every conqueror, every great force that ever walked this earth was hated. Jesus was hated. Muhammad was hated. Caesar was hated. Alexander the Great was hated. But they didn't slow down. They didn't beg for understanding. They didn't cry about being misunderstood. They marched forward. They took what was theirs. They let their enemies destroy themselves in their own rage, while they kept building, kept conquering, kept rising. And that's exactly what you're going to do. See, when they hate you, they expect you to break. They expect you to crumble, to fold, to run for validation. But you're different. You stand still. You don't flinch. You watch. You smile. Because you know something they don't. God doesn't punish you for their sins. He lets you watch them drown in them. The pain they send your way, it ricochets. It bounces off you like bullets off armor and hits them where it hurts. Their anger, it boils over, eats them alive. Their envy, it poisons their blood while you walk free. Their bitterness, it keeps them up at night while you sleep in peace. So stop waiting for them to change. Stop wishing they'd see your worth. Stop hurting over people who are already suffering from the weight of their own hatred. Your focus should be one thing, and one thing only: becoming undeniable. Every insult, use it as fuel. Every doubt, turn it into a stepping stone. Every betrayal, make it a lesson, not a wound. Every time they try to drag you down, climb higher so they choke on their own jealousy. You do not have time for resentment. You do not have time for self-pity. You do not have time to carry their hate like it belongs to you. Drop it. Burn it. Walk away from it like a soldier leaving a battlefield filled with bodies that never even got close to touching him. Because the truth is, you've already won. Every day you wake up, every day you move forward, every day you refuse to give them the reaction they crave, you win. And nothing pisses off a hater more than watching you shine while they rot in their own darkness. So let them talk. Let them watch. Let them hate. Because the more they do, the more they prove one thing: you are already above them. And God is just letting you watch. They think their hate can break you. They think their words have power over you. They think their rejection defines you. They think their absence, their silence, their betrayal is enough to break you. But let me tell you the truth: it never did. It never will. See, weak minds believe in weak illusions. And the biggest lie they tell themselves is this: if I hate them enough, they will crumble. If I abandon them, they will stop. If I reject them, they will fold. And that's where they are dead wrong. Because you are not built like them. You do not operate on the same level. You do not break because someone walked away. You do not collapse because someone didn't believe in you. You do not surrender because the world refused to clap when you stood up. They lied to themselves when they thought ignoring you would make you quit. They lied to themselves when they thought their jealousy could shake your focus. They lied to themselves when they thought leaving you behind would leave you broken. You don't need them. You never did. And deep down they know it. That's what keeps them up at night. That's what fuels their bitterness. They watched you take every insult, every doubt, every door slammed in your face, and you kept going. They expected you to beg, you stayed silent. They expected you to fold, you stood taller. They expected you to need them. You outgrew them, and nothing is more terrifying to them than realizing you are never dependent on their approval. See, when people can't control you, they try to destroy you. When they can't manipulate you with validation, they try to break you with rejection. They live in this fantasy where they think their absence is your loss, when in reality, it's their loss every damn time. They needed you to fail. They needed you to come back crawling. They needed you to need them. And yet, you kept moving. You kept evolving. You kept proving, day after day, that you were always meant to stand alone. And that's what scares them the most. Because see, you were never in their world. You were never one of them. You don't think like them. You don't hate like them. You don't waste your energy like them. They play petty games, you build empires. They seek revenge. You seek greatness. They stay stuck in their own bitterness. You outgrow every version of yourself that they once knew. And that's why their hate doesn't destroy you, it destroys them. It drains them, it consumes them. It rots them from the inside out. And God lets you watch. You see it happening in real time. The way their obsession with you keeps them stuck. The way their envy eats them alive. The way they waste their days talking about you while you're out there making moves. So let me make this clear, you are not their victim. You are their reminder. Every time they see you, they are forced to confront their own failures. Every time they watch you grow, they are slapped with the truth they chose to stay the same. And that's why they hate you. That's why they mock you. That's why they pray for your downfall. But here's the punchline, they will never get what they want. Because you are relentless. You are unbreakable. You are untouchable. And no amount of jealousy, gossip, or silent treatment will ever change that. So stop worrying about the people who walked away. Stop wasting energy proving yourself to those who never mattered. Stop looking back. They are not your competition. They are not your equals. They are not even in the same league. They are just shadows whispering in the dark, hoping you'll fall. But you are already in the light. You are already rising. You are already winning. You are already ahead. And the best part, you don't even need to fight them. God fights for you. Life fights for you. The universe fights for you. All you have to do is keep going. No one is coming to save you. It's time to wake up. It's time to hear what nobody wants to tell you. No one is coming to save you. Not your family. Not your friends. Not your boss. Not some overnight miracle. Not God, not fate, not luck. You. Only you. See, life is a battlefield, and most people are standing in the middle of it unarmed, waiting for someone else to pull them out of the fire, waiting for a hand to reach down, for a break, for a shortcut, for someone to rescue them. But let me tell you something, that savior you're waiting for, that rescue you keep praying for, it's never coming. Because the only person who can change your life is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And the moment you accept that truth, the moment you own it, that's when everything changes. But some of you don't want to hear this. You want the lie. You want the comforting illusion that someday, somehow, life will just magically fix itself. That someday the pain will stop, the success will come, the haters will disappear, and everything will fall into place. Wrong. There is no someday. There is no perfect moment. There is no magical hand that will reach down and pull you out of your struggle. You either fight for it, or you die waiting. And most people, they die waiting. They waste their years sitting in silence, making excuses, blaming the world, cursing their bad luck, waiting for something that was never coming in the first place. But you have a choice. You can keep lying to yourself, keep believing that you need permission, that you need validation, that you need someone else to open the door for you. Or you can wake the hell up and kick the damn door down yourself. Because here's the truth, nobody gives a damn about your excuses. Nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how unfair life has been to you. Nobody cares how many times you've been knocked down. The world, it only respects results. Either you show up or you get left behind. Either you rise or you stay exactly where you are. Either you fight or you fade into nothing. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who never do. Winners, they don't wait. They don't complain. They don't cry about how hard it is. They move. Losers, they sit around pointing fingers, waiting for the universe to feel sorry for them. And it never does. So if you're still waiting for someone to recognize you, waiting for the pain to stop, waiting for your enemies to suddenly respect you, you've already lost. Because the truth is, life doesn't owe you anything. Success doesn't owe you anything. God doesn't owe you anything. You want it, take it. You dream about it. Get up and make it real. You hate where you are. Do something about it. But stop expecting the world to hand you a damn thing. Because the only people who win in this life are the ones who refuse to lose. They don't wait for the storm to pass. They become the storm. They don't wait for approval. They take what's theirs. They don't fear failure. They use it as fuel. And while the weak sit back, whispering, watching, wasting their days in envy and regret, the strong keep moving forward, relentless, ruthless, unstoppable. So ask yourself, who are you going to be? The one who waits, or the one who takes? Because in the end, that's the only choice that matters. And if you choose to stand still, to make excuses, to wait for a life that will never come, then don't be surprised when you wake up one day full of regret, empty of time, and haunted by the truth that you wasted it all. So stop waiting. Stop complaining. Stop looking for an easy way out. Because nobody's coming to save you. It's on you. It's always been on you. And it will always be on you. Now, get up and make it happen. If you don't change, you will suffer. Let me make something clear. There is a price for weakness. You think failing is painful. You think struggle is hard. You have no idea what real pain is. Real pain is living a life of regret. Real pain is waking up every single day, knowing you had a chance to be more, to do more, to become something greater, but you threw it away. Not because you weren't capable, not because you didn't have the ability, not because the world was against you, but because you were too weak to act. And weakness, it has a cost, a brutal, merciless cost that will follow you to the grave. You know what that cost is: time. Time, you can never get it back. Time, you can never rewind it. Time, once it's gone forever. And if you waste it, if you let it slip through your fingers, if you let fear, laziness, and doubt steal your years, you will wake up one day and realize you lost everything. You lost the body you could have built. You lost the empire you could have created. You lost the respect you could have earned. You lost the life you were supposed to live. And the worst part, you did it to yourself. See, weakness is easy at first. It whispers lies to you, telling you to relax, to take it slow, to wait until you're ready. But what it doesn't tell you is that every second you waste makes you weaker. Every day you hesitate, your fire fades. Every excuse you make digs your grave deeper. And one day you wake up and you're old. You're tired, you're broken. And you realize the world kept moving while you stood still. Look around, you see them. The ones who never took action. The ones who played it safe. The ones who spent their lives making excuses. They're everywhere. They are the bitter ones. The ones drowning in jealousy, hating on the people who actually had the courage to go after what they wanted. The ones sitting in their dead-end jobs, blaming the system, blaming their parents, blaming everyone but themselves. The ones who look at you, at your hunger, at your drive and say, you'll never make it. Why? Because they never did. Because they took the easy way out. Because they let fear dictate their life. Because they chose comfort over discipline, weakness over strength, regret over power. And now all they can do is sit in the shadows and watch you rise, hating every second of it. But you still have a choice. You can either follow in their footsteps and become just another nobody, another forgotten name, another wasted life, another person who could have been great but never was. Or you can fight. Fight for your future. Fight for your success. Because if you don't, if you keep making the same weak choices, if you keep hiding behind your excuses, you will suffer. And not just today, not just next week, not just next year. You will suffer for the rest of your life. Because weakness doesn't just steal your success. It steals your confidence. It steals your happiness. It steals your ability to look in the mirror and respect the person staring back at you. You will wake up every day knowing you lost. Knowing you threw it all away. Knowing you let fear win. And that is a pain worse than failure. Because failure is temporary. It's a lesson. It's a stepping stone. It's a wound that heals. But regret is forever. Regret stays with you. Regret haunts you. Regret suffocates you every single day for the rest of your miserable existence. And once it's too late, once your time is up, once you reach the point of no return, you will beg for one more chance. One more opportunity to go back and do it right. But guess what? You won't get it. And that's the real price of weakness, knowing you had the power to change your life but never did. So let me ask you this. Are you really willing to pay that price? Are you really going to sit back and let your life pass you by? Are you really going to let the world bury you before you even fight back? Are you really going to spend your last days looking back, wishing you had been stronger? Or are you going to wake the hell up and take control? Because you still have time. You still have a chance. You still have the power to rise before it's too late. But that window, it's closing. And once it's gone forever. So decide, right now, stay weak and suffer, or fight and win. Because in the end, those are the only two options you ever really had. You are done waiting. Now you take over. Enough. Enough sitting in the dark, drowning in doubt. Enough waiting for the perfect moment. Enough living like a coward afraid to take what's yours. This is the moment you rise. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because if you've made it this far, if these words haven't broken you, if this fire hasn't burned you to the ground, then that means one thing. You were built for war. You were built for more than what you've settled for. You were built for more than the excuses you've been feeding yourself. You were built for dominance. And now it's time to show the world exactly who the hell you are. The struggle, it didn't break you. The hate, it didn't stop you. The doubt, it didn't kill you. It made you stronger. It made you sharper. It made you ready. You think warriors are made in comfort. You think greatness is built in safety. You think the strongest men in history were handed their power. No, they were forged in fire. They were broken and rebuilt 1,000 times. They were forced to face the darkest parts of themselves and still come out swinging. And that's what separates the weak from the strong. Weak men fold under pressure. Strong men become the pressure. Weak men make excuses. Strong men make history. Weak men hope for a better life. Strong men build one with their bare hands. So the question is, which one are you? Because this is the moment that defines everything. This is where the weak fall back and the warriors step forward. This is where you stop crying, stop complaining, stop hesitating, and you take control. Because you are not a victim. You are not powerless. You are not some fragile, helpless soul waiting for life to give you permission to be great. You are a force, you are a storm, you are a conqueror, and the world is not ready for you. So let them watch. Let them doubt you. Let them mock you. Let them hate you. Let them pray for your downfall, because none of it matters anymore. You are no longer here to be liked. You are no longer here to seek approval. You are no longer here to explain yourself to people who will never be on your level. You are here to win, to take what's yours, to build an empire, to make every single moment of suffering worth it. Because the truth is, every time they told you you can't, every time they shut the door in your face, every time they tried to break you, they only made you more dangerous. And now it's time to unleash the beast they tried to keep caged. No more fear. No more waiting. No more wasting time. You rise today, you grind today, you dominate today. And the next day, and the next, and the next, until you have built the life you were destined to live. Because this world, it belongs to those who refuse to quit. And you will never quit. So stand up, step forward, and let the world feel your presence. It's your time now. No more waiting, no more weakness. It's time to move. This is it. This is the moment where you decide who you really are. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more damn excuses. You are either going to take control of your life, or you're going to let it slip through your fingers. Because everything you need, it's already inside you. Every ounce of strength, every drop of discipline, every bit of potential. It's all there. You just have to unleash it. And I know what you're thinking, but it's hard. You're right. It is. But you know what's harder? Waking up 10 years from now, drowning in regret, knowing you wasted your only shot at greatness. Looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger staring back at you, a man who never became what he was supposed to be. Realizing that every dream you had, every goal you set, every fire that once burned inside of you is gone. Dead. Not because you weren't capable, not because the world was unfair, but because you didn't do the work. And that is unacceptable. So from this moment forward, you make a decision not to try, not to hope, not to see what happens, to win. No more complaining, no more distractions, no more waiting for the perfect moment. The time is now. You wake up earlier, you work harder, you move with purpose. Because you are not average, you are not weak, you are not built to live a small, meaningless life. You are built to dominate. And if you refuse to act, if you refuse to push, if you refuse to take control, then don't be surprised when life leaves you behind. Because life does not wait for cowards. It does not reward hesitation. It does not give second chances to those who waste their first. You either rise, or you disappear. And if you disappear, if you fade into nothing like all the other weak souls who never had the guts to fight, then you will have no one to blame but yourself. So stand up, lock in, move. This is your life, your war. And today, you go to battle. No mercy, no doubt, no turning back. Because this is not just another speech. This is not just another motivational video. This is your wake-up call. Get up and take what's yours. The war has begun.